Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and I wanted to stop in. I feel like I haven't been here for a minute. I know I have been on the go with projects from back to back to back, and I'm an early riser. So, starting with that, if you want to catch me, you can catch me and come sweat with me in the mornings at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Harriet Squats workout. So you don't need any equipment, just need to bring yourself. If you have any of those fancy heart rate monitors and fitness trackers, feel free to bring them so you can get some kind of feedback on what you're doing. Greetings, Brittany's Life. So I wanted to touch in today. It's been so busy, so I feel grateful. I'm not complaining at all. So today I wanted to answer a few questions I see in the comments. My computer was on the blink, so it's harder to get it repaired where I am. So, but I did manage to get a report, so I'm excited because this screen is a little bit too much. These little small screens. I need to see. I need real books, and I need to look at the full screen. So, welcome, Body-Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, and a lover of a natural lifestyle. I'm a natural-born woman. I love inhabiting a female natural body with a womb and a uterus. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. All are welcome here as long as we are respectful to one another. Greetings, Queen Ra. And on this channel, I share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance. What that looks like for me is as someone with very fine, I have actually very, very fine hair, right? Fine, kinky, cottony, Afro textured hair. And I used to have gold tooth and a jerry curl. Yes, I did. Some people don't believe me. But I did. And I had a perm that gave me lots of scabs, chemical burns, severe chemical burns all over my scalp. And my hair has been pulled out from the root from two tight braids. And I've had my ears singed down to the white meat with hot, scalding, dangerously hot pressing combs. So needless to say, I have zero interest in anything that's going to cause me pain and discomfort. On my journey of radical self-acceptance, I have decided, and you will find your own sweet spot, I have decided to trade in someone's made-up, moving goalposts of beauty for health and confidence. That works for me. Even with all the living foods, which is the lifestyle that I really love and enjoy, with living foods and with having a vigorous, joyous movement practice, what people would call exercise. Even with that, I understand that we are going to age. How did you get your dreads brown? I didn't do anything. This is the color of my hair. Okay, so let me do my little intro, Georgia, and I'll answer your question because I'm answering some questions this evening. Hopefully you have your water in a wine glass. Grab your water in a wine glass. We don't do alcohol over here. It's over there. And I've got a big old thing of tea and my favorite mug. Isn't this beautiful? From one of my clients gifted it to me. And grab your tea, your herbal tea, and your water. And we're gonna chit chat. If you like this kind of content, stay tuned. Grab your tea. I have some peach tea. I do not sweeten my tea. Well, every now and then, there are some herbs that you can sweeten your tea with, like the real stevia, or you can grow some tea. And y'all might want to come over if you're interested in community, coming together around activities, not cults, not gurus. I'm nobody's messiah. I'm a woman and a mother. And so if you're interested in coming together around activities, which I like, which give me back something for the investment of my time, I did leave the link. Hopefully it should be there. I just refreshed the link for Flowah Fit community, and there's coaching. So community is coming together. Basically, if you're interested in these three lifestyle practices, these are the three lifestyle practices that I encourage and share. Peaceful consumption, food that loves you back and doesn't deposit a whole lot of waste on your waistline. Real simple. We don't even have to get into the labels. That is kind, is peaceful to your arteries, to your colon, to your skin. I had a truckload of acne, and I don't have anything, on my face, just my face. My makeup and the products are what I'm eating, and this is the makeup is my face. I'm not anti-makeup. This just works for my lifestyle, and I like to be comfortable in my skin. So that's due to food. So peaceful consumption, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, fresh ground herbs, and spices. And I've eaten everything on the planet. I was a junk food junkie. So we're not here to shame ourselves or each other. We are all on a journey. So maybe we can peek into each other's kitchens and get some tips and maybe find some things that resonate that we can try. So peaceful consumption, a personal movement practice, the bestest part of my day. Even with all this business going on, I pay myself first, first, before any children, before any job, before any entrepreneurship, before anybody. I am paying myself first with my movement practice. That's my own internal shot of coffee, of dopamine, managing my insulin, makes me feel athletic, solid. It builds solid, rock solid confidence. I don't need a degree to do it. I just need proper form, which I know because I've been a trainer in the industry for years. So that's for me first, numero uno. I'm paying myself first with my time. And I'm always thinking, what do I need my body to be able to do for me the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years? So the best investment you'll ever make is a personal movement practice. So feel free to join me 5 a.m. There's a community class now. Community class is on Fridays, still at 5 a.m. early riser at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's early if you are where I am. So I'm an early bird. That's how you're going to catch me. So, and then there's garden therapy. Again, lifestyle practice. I live in a cold climate. I have a small apartment. I'm an excuse buster. I started out in a small apartment in stockings, recycled containers, jars. Everybody can grow something, even if it's some sprouts. I encourage everyone to get into action. And there's a benefit. There's so many benefits to starting your own garden. First of all, you know what's in it. For those folks that may, like me, be dealing with a lot of acne or has a lot of issue with carrying additional unhealthy adipose tissue, which is the technical term for fatty tissue that is unhealthy. That's the only tissue we ever, and I like to say as a coach and a trainer, weight release more so than weight loss. But come into Flowah Fit and we'll chat about it. So the body's intelligent and knows exactly what to do. It's just responding to whatever we've been doing, what our habits are. That's it. And a lot of our recreational eating and our self-soothing with substances masquerading as food. That's the narrative over here. Brittany's life. Greetings, Brittany's light. Sunlight will do it also. She's saying over here, shout out to you, Brittany's life. She says sunlight will do it also. Hey, Carla. Well, hello, beautiful lady. So happy to catch you live. Greetings to you. Greetings to JoJo. JoJo asked, how did you get your dress down? Okay, so should we go into that first, the quickie hairstyle of the day? So this is so quick. I'm doing no muss, no fuss over here because we have other things to do with it our time. So I used to like to play in my hair with double strand twists. Sometimes spend hours. That was like a meditation for me. So currently, I'm not twisting, I'm not oiling, I'm not doing any of that because this is what I am calling, I have dubbed freedom hair. I have other things to do with my time and I'm just not, I don't want to do it. So I'm calling this freedom hair. Why? Because I'm not spending all day and doing my hair, a couple of seconds and that's it. So this to me is releasing a lot of stress. So my hair is very, very fine. Some people think it's thick. This is a journey. And I found that the more you leave your hair and your skin alone, just like the food in the garden, they're communicating, they're talking to you. So my hair has constantly communicated to me to leave it alone. So because it is fine, I want to make a distinction. I don't have big, thick locks, right? I only have about 30, 31 locks. So this is a lot of my hair. It's not thick. So while it's not big, thick, and round, it spreads and it's wide. So all of my locks are actually flat. So you may not be able to see at a distance. They're all flat. They're light and they're fluffy because there's absolutely no oil in them. They are dry, yet they're not brittle and stripped. So they are soft and fluffy to the touch. Actually, they feel really nice. There's a feeling. After a while, you learn to feel your hair, feel your skin, right? Just like we may be a bit disconnected from our body. So we may have gotten so used to carrying around a lot of adipose tissue on our body that we don't know what it's like to feel light. I do encourage folks to really appreciate the body temples that we have. Even if you have more adipose tissue, if you're more fluffy, even if you have acne, right? We can reframe the narrative without lying to ourselves. If you have acne, consider this: your body, your liver is communicating with you that perhaps it's not digesting what you're putting into it, or things that you ate in years past, it's still sitting in there and the body is clogged. So we can reframe the narrative. And this is one of the reasons why I practice radical self acceptance, because a lot of the products that are being marketed to us, although they're supposed to be providing solutions, I get an undertone based on, if we watch and if we observe how we are triggered, it can feel like you're anxious to get the latest 49.99 Proactive and salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide and every health food concoction. It's too much. It's I find it's too much. I threw all of that stuff in the garbage, and now I'm not using anything, and I feel free. So here's what I'm using today for my hair. So simple, as I have two hair nets, and I only use two today because my nails have poked a hole in it. How do you get in front of the camera? So these are very light hair nets. So they're black. They almost match the color of my hair. I can do so much with this hair net, but I'm not doing a lot because I don't want to. So this is my hair is looking like. My scalp feels wonderful, and I don't have any oil. So I don't know. I've done oil, not done oil, done oil. I haven't done oil for a while now. So I'm the avid experimenter, and my hair has never felt better than with no oil. So I'm eating lots of living fats, whole food fats. Actually, I'm not even eating oil currently. So I am getting my natural fats and oils from the nuts and the seeds and the sauces. Greetings, Rhonda, that I am preparing for myself. So again, I emphasize over here whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. That is what cleared up all of the acne on my face. Not products, not even out of the health food store. Actually, I threw my shower caddy in the garbage, and I have no intention on bringing it back. So in certain areas, I like to be minimalistic when it comes to feeling very free. I like to be free so I can roll on the floor, play with my bunnies, go into the garden, go from one activity to the other. I want to roll on the floor, do yoga, and stretch. That is a priority for me. Number one, feeling good in my body. So I can sweat my hair out, and then it can evaporate nicely. It doesn't hold any scent. It dries very, very quickly. So I've embraced the Afro at the base, so it's kind of spongy, and it looks fuller. So for you folks, or you ladies with or you folks with very fine hair, I know I've seen so much, and I really appreciate all the videos that I've been able to see on YouTube over the years. Though you'll have to run, just like with the foods and the live foods and the raw foods and all of these labels. Ultimately, how are you going to know unless you long term, unless you listen to your intuition and you try things on for size and you feel your way there? I've taken on 110% responsibility for my body and my food. And if I jack myself up, that's on me. But I trust my grandma Lou, and I trust my juicer, and I trust my fresh fruits and vegetables. And I like it really, really simple. So oh, that's so nice, Queen Rod. Appreciate that. So right now I'm in the CA, right? So I'm not in the BK, I'm in the CA. So the locks, I don't know if you can see, they spread wide this way instead of round, and I'm okay with that. And so someone was asking about who was it was asking about how do I get my hair brown? I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. So JoJo asked, "How do I get my locks brown?" I find that you can see more of the color, your natural color of your hair, when there's no oil in it, right? So I feel like more. Sometimes one time it even looked really, really just bleached by the sun because I'm out in the garden a lot, looking to synthesize that hormone, because vitamin D is a hormone. I have a list. Synthesize it through my skin when I'm out inside of the garden, right? Garden therapy. So, being that there's no oil in it, right? The oil used to feel really good when I put it on. It felt really soothing. I like to massage myself with oil. I massage myself daily when I get out of the shower. Though when it dries after a period, I found it hardened. And then as I'm in the garden, this process is somewhat sped up of oil and dust being attracted to my hair, and then it starts to stiffen. So it feels good initially, though everything gets trapped in this hair. And there is a video on this channel where I share how my hair, the only thing, even when I did use oils that I might have used every now and then, was olive oil or coconut oil. which I adore the smell of coconut oil because it reminds me of my grandma Lou. Yet there was one point where I was washing my hair and it started to feel like really waxy, like a Twinkie. I don't know if y'all know what Twinkies are. It was this junk food cake with this cream inside. But my hair was feeling like a Twinkie, and I was washing and washing. My hair's already delicate and fine, and it wouldn't come out. So there's a video on this channel about Twinkie hair. So after I I tried one of the apple cider vinegar and baking soda rinses, which I discovered is too harsh for really fine, kinky Afro textured hair. So this hair has expressed, it can't take it. It can't take the beadings. I love beads. I haven't worn beads for a while. But the other day I know I'm going to trim these again. So length and no length. These were fluffy locks, y'all. These were when I say fine hair, these were fluffy locks. But now I can see with mature locks, they get really compressed. So that's a distinction I found with very fine hair. It's not as many strands, may not be as dense as other folks' hair. So I've always looked to find styles that are very fluffy and that complement my hair to make it look fuller, right? So thus embracing the fro. And it could have been kind of quote unquote scary, or I don't know, a little anxiousness about embracing fro, because what will your hair look like? My hair does grow away from the lock. There are so many videos out there on YouTube about hair that grows away from the lock. There was a period of time, I would say maybe when it was shorter, where when the hair would grow away from the lock, here's my technique, y'all. Look at all this time it took. I would just take the hair and go like this, stick it in there. Done. And just didn't sweat it anymore. So maybe perhaps similar to what I see a lot of folks do with raw foods or vegan foods or whatever nutrition kick we're on. It's like, oh, I'm trying it for a week, or I'm trying it for 2 weeks. I don't know that we do things long enough for a long enough period of time to compare and contrast to see consistent results. So I've decided to, take it on and just go along for the ride to see what my hair does. So now this would be an example of my hair going away from the root, but it's not even on my mind. I'm not counting locks. I only know how many locks I have because I don't have a lot of locks, and I allow them to combine, because just as you again start to feel and intuit your hair, I could kind of forecast as I saw how these were maturing. I really like sister locks, but there's no way for me with my temperament. I'm sitting in a chair for hours. That would drive me bananas, right? And I've seen some gorgeous sister locks. However, I do like the fact that they don't require a lot of oil. So that's kind of what I wanted. Though at the same time, I could want Valerie June hair, but Manav Valerie June hair, right? This is what I got. So I'm going to work with this, what I got. So I'm embracing my nose, my teeth, my lisp, my open bite, rock out. So I decided to allow them to combine. So first they combined with 2. Right. And this was a little bit better, but I was like, I still feel like it needs a bit more of a base. So I would constantly this is the thing with massaging yourself and massaging your hair and skin, like touching yourself every day. So I've mentioned on this channel before, I do breast massage daily and stomach massage. So I'm giving y'all some of my little secrets. Hey, let me get some herbal tea. Hold on. That's good. So with doing a lot, just a habit, right? Habits make things very easy because you don't have to keep making the mental decision to get started, right? So every day, if you take a shower, or when you take a shower right after, and maybe you can do it in the evening to soothe yourself before you go to bed, massaging your breasts. And I use olive oil sometimes in my skin. Certain parts of my feet, I use cocoa butter or shea butter. My skin, I'll use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed. And for my breast and stomach, I will use cold pressed coconut oil, because I can feel the difference in the slippage in the different oils. So it's very soothing. It's a good way to monitor that you don't have any growths in your breast, so there's nothing abnormal. It is very relaxing. It's just a quick little process, but it's actually very, very soothing. So I'm always looking for excuses to soothe and to nurture myself, although I love the food with other things that are not physical food, right? Not just the party in my mouth. So Carla said, I've started something new for the past 2 weeks. I started taking cucumber, carrots, and spinach, a celery with a small portion of green apple, and blending. I've been doing this for lunch. Loving it. Yes, Carla. That's what we're talking about over here. Isn't that simple and natural? I talk about my grandma Lou all the time. And I think my grandma Lou would just chuckle and laugh at all the stuff we're doing. Though both my great grandmas and my grandma Lou, they lived to their 90s. So if you've been on the planet for a while, you just acquire some hard earned wisdom and then you can relax, right? Because it's not so much you believe, then it's certain things that you know based on experience. Carla says, I also only use water for blending. That's excellent, Carla. That's wonderful. Yes, that's what's up. Simple, natural. I really feel, I always think of my grandma Lou. And I think I always felt intuitively, even as a teenager, I felt like it shouldn't be elite to be healthy. Just like you shouldn't have to be elite to be in the gifted program in order to take dance and music. Like that's everybody should be able to participate. So I have found that your movement practice, that's something that you have access to. uh, Healthy food, that's something you have access to, right? I remember the shift. I was a potato chip addict. And I was all the cakes and the pies. Then had the audacity to wonder why my skin was looking jacked up like the sidewalk. So I remember when the potato chip bags got smaller and smaller and smaller, yet they were still a quarter. And then it was like mostly air with like barely a handful of chips in it. And I was digging all the flavoring out of the bottom of the bag. Then it occurred to me, why don't I just bake a potato, one of those white Idaho potatoes, and put some Lowry salt on it? And guess what I discovered? I was full. I was full. Just that simple experiment. One was real food and one was not. So I have mourned the loss of many an item of food, or rather, substances masquerading as food, right? So these are the types of light bulbs that will constantly go off just by you engaging in a movement practice, definitely by you putting your hands in some dirt on a regular basis. Plus, it's such a wonderful way to get a chemical reaction, your own internal shot of feel good drugs without coffee, without any kind of drugs, legal or illegal. You can actually create these kinds of and stimulate feel good chemicals inside your body. You can relax, right? There's a lot. This is becoming so normalized to medicate everything when the garden can take care of a lot. Peaceful consumption, preparing your own food can take care of a whole lot. Did you lock your hair yourself? I love these questions today. My hair locked itself, so it's not so much I locked it. Well, I did used to wear double strand twists, and when I was traveling, I'm sure I explained this on one of my older videos. I feel like I say a lot. Maybe I just put it in different ways. Though I did, I started with double strand twists. And again, I was looking for styles that really complemented my very, very fine hair. And sometimes I get frustrated because none of the tutorials came out looking like, you know, I think I'm pretty creative. I wasn't good with cornrows. I wish I was, but I wasn't. So I learned how to master double strand twists, very loose, and then I learned how to flat twist. That's something that I could do. And when I was traveling, and I stayed in a very tropical environment, pretty much in the bush, and I had nothing, like nothing. Maybe I had Lyme. And so, yeah, every time I would come back to travel back to the States, my skin was like, people say my skin was glowing and I could feel the texture of my skin. Of course, I was eating 100% whole, fresh living food. So I've had a specific experience with that when I've tried everything else natural and unnatural, but been eating on a healthy eating journey for over 30 years, right? From everything from standard American diet out of high school to vegetarian to veganism at a young age when it wasn't popular. And then somebody I really admired, one of my god sisters, was doing bodybuilding. So I really liked her results. I was already into fitness and I decided to try, and my son's dad had started feeding him fish again. So he eats very healthy, though he likes fish. And I was angry at the time, but I was like, you know what? Let me just go with it and see how that looks on my body. So I did achieve a certain kind of look. I feel like I got that mostly from my training, right? I've discovered, or I found, if you eat enough calories, you're getting enough energy or fuel from your calories, and you have a variety and it's whole, fresh, unprocessed foods, then my training takes care of that. So also intuitively, no matter how much muscle, I was like, if I become emaciated, which I'm not, I was like, I just don't want to eat flesh. So again, everyone is on their journey. I think, we can ego trip off of the labels, and that's not the goal here. Whatever you decide to call yourself, we can all benefit from more whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. So I started out with double stranded twists, and then I just stopped twisting them. And again, that was interesting because I was like, I didn't know what it was going to, excuse me, I didn't know what it was going to look like. And I remember a time when I was rocking my double strand twist when I used to work in the travel industry, and our employee manual said specifically no locks. And in parentheses, that meant dreadlocks, curly locks, and everything else under that category. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Now the laws have the laws. Isn't that crazy? You gotta make a law for how to wear your hair. And so I'm just continuing to see what it looks like. Actually, I'm kind of forgetting about my hair. I like to massage it, but I just noticed even I picked it up, you can see that it does join together easily. So sometimes I can pull them apart, but I just feel like leaving it alone, especially as someone with very fine hair, where before when I would twist it, sometimes you could see my whole scalp. I find again, the more you leave it alone, the afro it just kind of fluffs. It just feels more and more good, if you will. Greetings, Mikhail Yakar. Yakar, hope I'm saying your name correctly. So I just feel I like feeling, I prioritize feeling relaxed in my skin. As someone that's worked in fitness, that's done fitness competitions, and worked as, in yoga, as a teaching yoga, all different types of yoga, and have my own practice and doing personal training for years and walking on stage. I am not interested in dieting. I'm not interested in stressing myself out over the next product or fad. I am intentional about looking forward to embracing when my hair turns white. And from a young age, I have always looked for some reason, for women that were living their best life, that looked happy, joyous, vibrant in their skin. And I always looked at what they were eating, what were their lifestyle activities, how were they living their best life, even to 60s, 70s, and 80s. And that's also what I saw with my grandma Lou. So if I look at, I have a picture of grandma. If I look at my grandma Lou, she's one of my icons next to my godmother. This chocolate woman right here, right? I love her. She always had, she was dancing to Mighty Sparrow, some calypso at her 90th birthday. And she always had some kind of natural hairstyle. I never saw her wear makeup. And she was always so pleasant and present. She was comfortable in her skin. So she is someone walking around in the flesh that I can compare and contrast to. And again, I don't want to make makeup bad or wrong or say I will never wear it. It's just not my preference, right? I like to feel my skin breathe. She stands in contrast to other people that I saw that were very angry, upset, just angry and irritated all the time. And I wonder how come she wasn't like that when she didn't have yoga and Susie Orman, she didn't have Oprah, she didn't have all these other amenities. So I always wondered how she got like that. So I can distinguish and articulate that she was very comfortable in her skin. Very comfortable in her skin. She was never available for complaining. So her state of being, her comfort, I consider her to be one of the wealthiest women that I have ever met. She was like an ant and a hummingbird. So she is one of my icons. And when I had lots of acne and dark marks, she said, "Well, your face epoxy." And she would take lemons and limes and she would give it to me to rub on my face, which really, really burned really bad. But I went all the way around the world to come back to all of those ingredients, those Caribbean flavors, the hot pepper, and the things she put in her jerk seasoning and her seasoning she would use to stuff fish. And by the way, my grandma Lou was not a vegan or vegetarian. Yet she is my inspiration for consuming the way that I do, with that flavor, with a lot of love. She was always feeding people. So I'm just adding on my chapter to what she passed down to me. So in a nutshell, she was comfortable in her skin. That is a priority, because why work yourself to the bone and go through all the stress and just not ever feel comfortable in your skin? I had a colleague of mine who I remember, young, beautiful girl. We used to go to the gym when we would be going on international trips together. And I remember her telling me that she had acne as well as I. So, other colleagues, we were talking about, what are you doing for your skin? And she never let her husband see her without makeup on. Now, I can get why some people might not, but I was thinking for me, I don't know that I could live like that. You know, corns come, stretch marks come, pimples come. It is very important to my mental, emotional stability to feel comfortable in my skin. And so I'm very well aware of the intentions of someone marketing products to me. Thank goodness there's more information today about gaslighting, which is very prevalent today, not only in marketing, but just also in society and the different relationships and the ways that we are relating, and a lot of things that are flying back and forth on the internet. So I'm intentional about protecting my psyche, and I've decided to give people back their validation. Say, here, you can have it. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And I think I think we've reached a point. I think we have reached a point where people now, it's almost like, have a distaste for seeing what we really look like. Isn't that, I think that is odd. We don't have a taste. There's become like a distaste for what people really look like. And I think folks, definitely women, feel shamed for, if you're natural, we call it kitchens, right? They're aware of all the things we make jokes and comedy, the sarcasm. I don't really care for the sarcasm because a lot of time it desensitizes and diminishes trauma and insecurities and pain. So I don't know. I'm an observer of patterns. I'm an observer of sarcasm, and also when folks maybe perhaps are dissatisfied, maybe perhaps with something that's going on in their life, and a stranger would want to take a lot of time to project that onto other people, ignoring how their anonymous tone and their what they have to say could affect others. So I don't know. That doesn't feel good to me. That does not feel good to me. So I'm gonna do like Grandma Lou, and while you are there spouting off whatever, I'm like, I'm over in the garden. I'm just not gonna be available. My grandmother was not. She just wasn't there for it. She was off. She didn't argue. She didn't fuss or fight. She was just over there. By the time you still talking, she was over there, and another area of the garden was planted. So I like that approach. I think that's a very effective approach to protecting, in a very practical way, protecting your peace. And so that woman will never know how she's touched me. She would say, if you stay busy, you stay out of trouble. You stay busy, you stay out of trouble. So why not get something back for the investment of your time and energy on the internet? Carol, what she say? It was very inspiring when I watched your first video. Oh, really? Loved your natural way of being. I also enjoy gardening. Yes. Carla, I've grown spinach, tomatoes, collards, Swiss chardonnay. Woo! That's my kind of, see, that's, now you talking my thing. You talking roller skates, double dutch, gardening. Now you have my attention. It's interesting. It's only but so much. I can't comment on everything. So I've had to learn to let that go, or people when they're triggered. It's interesting. Some people may find my little hair offensive. Isn't that interesting? Anywho, but if you're talking about fruits and vegetables, if you're talking about gardening, if you're talking about some vigorous, joyous movement, aka exercise or African dance, you have my attention. Anything else, I'm not really here for. I only have put so much time on the planet. There's a lot of people that are kind of nutty that, threaten to blow the sucker up and everybody on it. So I'm want to get my good time in now. And what that looks like is me keeping myself out of harm's way and placing myself in the way of enjoyment and peace. And it's very simple. No religion required. The garden, delicious, beautiful, peaceful fuel, and a personal movement practice. See how simple that is? I think that's simple. All within your balcony. Wow. So you're growing all of that on your balcony? Are you over in the Flower Fit community? Are you sharing any of that? Queen Ra, she's on here. She's shared some of her things. So y'all share your pictures. There's the link is up here in the beginning for Discord. There's an application for Flower Fit. I do need to identify every email and avatar with an actual person and a face. So it is a safe space. That is a priority. creating and maintaining safe space for young people and women and girls. So I'm sure the breadwinner out there can understand. So yeah, my hair is brown from the sun and not having oil in it. You'll start to see whatever your natural color is. I also spend time in the garden. It's very warm where I am currently. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not twisting anything. And that's the other thing that I found. Right now, if I was to twist this, I would have different sides. First of all, I'm not twisting because that's work. I could take that energy and trying to like work to, it's like forcing my hair to do something that naturally it doesn't want to do. And every time I've done this experiment, more times than I can count, I always get the feedback from my hair. I ask that you let me be. I ask that you let me just be free. So that's the only I would have breakage or whatever is if I just don't leave the hair alone. So all of this will break off or I will trim it off. So from time to time, I just cut it. It's just my own personal ritual of not holding on to things. And I'm going along for the ride to see what it does. I've allowed more to join, but and maybe this as much as will join because it's not a lot. I barely have to separate it. So over time, I mean, it grows together easily, but it's just really not much I have to do. This is just a natural color. So when it goes white, I want to enjoy silver hair. I want to enjoy the maturation process of my hard earned wisdom. I would like to enjoy healthy aging. And I know um, this hot tea's got me warm over here. Again, I think now there's a disdain for aging. But even with raw foods, if that's going to happen. It is going to happen. We're going to age and we will all take off these coats called the body, whatever you want to call yourself religion, we're going to exit out of them. And nobody really truly knows what's going to happen. So I might as well enjoy myself. That's going to happen. So I like to call the fear by its name and you release its power over you. Some people will consider me ugly, and I'm okay with that. You can be very quote unquote pretty in society. That doesn't guarantee that you'll be treated well. I mean, look around at some of the most beautiful women in the world. So I have made a conscious decision to preserve my peace literally and calm and relaxation for those that are trying or looking to maintain or attain a healthy natural weight. We're fighting with the food, yet it's relaxation. So a lot of the foods that we're eating, they're not relaxing. They're irritating the body. They're irritating the liver and the organs. They're irritating the mind. These substances that are masquerading as food. There's nothing like reaching a place within of actually being comfortable embracing your natural beauty. That is correct. That's been my experience. And one of the ways that has shown up is, for example, I've caught myself spontaneously smiling at myself when I go past the mirror. And I think that's interesting. And again, that was cultivated over time where I do get stage makeup because I've done African dance and stuff before. So I know when you're on the stage or you're on the camera, your eyes will not pop if you don't have pop or be very pronounced looking if you don't have eye makeup on. And then the natural shadows in your eyes and things, people, concealer is very popular today. Yet I like my skin. I like the fact that it can breathe. I like my lips. My lips actually feel softer and they don't chap because of all the living foods I'm eating. So they don't dry out. So I don't need, I remember I used to wear natural lip balm. I actually don't need natural lip balm. So maybe perhaps the most I'll play with will be mascara. Sometimes what that would look like for me would be shea butter or cocoa butter that's raw that I'll put on my eyelashes or coconut oil. Not coconut oil, castor oil. Sometimes I may put a little bit of that right here on my cheeks. I know everybody today is using bronzer and contours. I don't like the idea of hugging somebody and putting a big brown face print on. And I want to sweat. Sweating is important to me. It is one of the things that makes me feel the absolute best. So if I have to pick one, I'm going to pick the sweat. And I'll pick a healthy, natural weight that my body can sustain just through doing a regular movement practice. I need simplicity, a simple, beautiful lifestyle. This we have access to. So let me see if I have some more questions. Okay. So Queen Ronnie, shout out to Queen Ronnie. Queen Ronnie, I do have a list, y'all. So Queen Ronnie said, your hair is beautiful and I'm interested in something very low maintenance. This to me, people talking about protective hairstyles. To me, I don't think I could get any more protective and low maintenance than this because I'm not doing anything. So the hair can flourish because I'm leaving it alone. Your hair is beautiful and I'm interested in something very low maintenance. I would like to stop twisting. No twisting going on over here. But a lot of Black groups say that when you stop retwisting, some of your locks begin to fall off and become damaged. Can you tell me how you keep this from happening? So, again, I don't know if it's like keep it from happening because if something is like raggedy, scraggly, or let's say, for example, the areas where I've put a lot of beads and things on it, I understand that it's going to break off. So I don't feel so desperate for length. And I'm going along for the ride to see what my hair will look like. And from time to time, I'll just trim some of it off. And I do enjoy the quote unquote length, but I'm not totally hooked up on hung up on length. And one of the things I do love about locks is I love lioness hair, that thick Valerie June lioness hair. So for somebody with very fine hair, this would be my version of a lioness where I can shake up my knots. It's very, very fine. Though again, the afro at the base is a benefit. So again, it's growing away from the lock. I don't really feel like I need to tuck anymore. But if there was some that was really, really like pronounced looking, I would simply take a little piece of it and tuck it in and keep it moving. After I wash it, I mentioned in another video on hair washing on this channel. After I wash it, I can blot it dry. Actually, a few days ago, I stopped them quickly and I washed it and I blot it dry with black towels. I think are the best, so you don't get. And I don't really have big problems with lint, though. I think all hair, kinky hair, can attract lint. I'll blot it dry. It dries very, very quickly, and I'll tie it down with a scarf. So maybe the parts that are still a little bit damp, they kind of lay down into a neat afro. That's it. No more. Like freedom, 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 freedom. I'm into the freedom because I just feel like we need to feel comfortable in our own skin, man. It's like it's too much. I can't take all of that stress. That's too much. I have other things to do with my time. Over here, I'm calling the natural bodies matter over here on this little teeny tiny corner of the internet. Greetings, grace and peace, sending some warm positive vibrations. So yeah, I'm rocking with what I got. That's too much stress. Y'all don't feel like there's too much stress? Is it only me? Am I the only one that feels like there's too much? I really feel like if you are fluffier or if you are more slender, why not just embrace why can't we just relax and embrace what we have and play up what we have? Like one of my features that I love are my eyelashes, and I actually really love my nose. I remember though when Michael Jackson was out when he came out with the Thriller. No, maybe it wasn't Thriller. Whatever the album was, somebody let me know the album where he had the white jacket with the black shirt. And he was laying on the floor with the little tigers. And I think he had just started to shave his nose, even though I knew something was different, but I wasn't sure when I was a little girl. So I was like, I want to look like Michael Jackson. So I would go in the bathroom and I would go like this to try to suck my nose in. Now that may sound kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm so clear that as a species, groupthink is a very, very real thing. We copy, we follow, even as adults. We are heavily influenced. I mean, just take a look around the internet. I am humbled by the fact that it's very, very easy for us to fall into groupthink, in particular when those 5 basic human fears are triggered. Let's see. Fear of loss of love or never finding love, fear of criticism, fear of old age, fear of death, fear of poverty. Oh, I remembered all 5 of them. Those are basic human fears. Greetings, Sonia. How are you, Sonia? Sending you warm, positive vibrations. So, yeah, I just like you could be. Listen, I've lived in a really, really beautiful place, and you could be living in a beautiful place and be in hell. You can be in a really stunningly I've done fitness competitions. You can be with some stunningly gorgeous people who are not confident or sometimes think about unaliving themselves. Or you could be around people that are really, really have every material thing and yet are miserable. So, do I really need to hang how I feel my validation on words from sick people or people that are not, you can't see people, especially through these little screens. I'm not a saint. Everything is not perfect yet. I'm very intentional around enjoying myself. And I find the garden, it doesn't cost much. I have such a peaceful, it's like being at a spa. It's like being at a spa. And if you look on this channel, there is a series that I did with my homie called Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey Learn to Eat Better. It's a puppet series, like 9 or 10 free episodes. If you scroll back, or if you do the search on this channel, you'll find that little puppet series. See if you can figure out which one is me. But it's called Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey Learn to Eat Better. So I like to have a lot of fun. I like a lot of play. I can be serious, but I like to have a lot of fun. Right now, irregardless of what is going on economically or what is going on in terms of relating with other human beings, I need to have fun every day. I need relaxation, I need peace, and I need really beautiful food. So that's what I'm going to have. I can do that. I have access to that. So that's what I'm inviting y'all to do too. Won't you join me? Let me see if I have another question. So I'm not putting anything in my hair to make it brown. This is just a color. The more I'm in the sun, it lightens a little bit. And I think we all have a natural color. When it goes white, I intend on embracing that. Somebody said, exquisite coils. Thank you for the info on cactus juice and other great tips. You're welcome. And I'm playing with more things in the garden. So I pull a lot of things from the garden, namely aloe and nopales, neem, oregano. Let's see, I know there's a lot of other stuff out there. Mint. I pair those things with cucumber and other produce that I'm using. Literally, I'm putting food on my face and in my scalp. That's what I'm using. Was Rhonda Cooper saying, wow, me mouth water? Oh, from the Real Live Garden Burger from that video. So I've been looking to add some content in there when I can, although my schedule's been busy. And Billy B says on how to use nopales and cactus hair gel and eating it. She said, what's up with the creepy music? Okay, that's her perspective. Let's see. And somebody said something that it was so esoteric that it kind of went over my head. Shout out to Watt Aura. She says, sentient, symbiotic, sensitive. Insects let us know. First of all, we all see them vividly everywhere. And secondly, they land and chill with you. Wood chip farming. Personally, I seek and summons those dialogues is all. So I don't know, maybe folks are very dreamy or coming out of a meditative state. I don't know. Spirit of truth. He said, bless up, Queen Mother. Bless up. How was your week? My week has been fine. So sending awesome positive vibrations. Anybody else have another question about hair? Angel and Jesus Christ, shout out to you. She says, be your beautiful. I went natural with my gray streaks and no makeup. I get compliments. Hey. I know, that's what's up. Thank you for the positive vibrations. So, I'm okay with not being beautiful. And what I mean by that, people say, no, you can't say that. Yes. Why do I say that? Because there's a moving goalpost. And shout out to UGC, one of my favorite people, the beautiful Southwest Ray. And hold on, I think I'm going to do a video. Y'all let me know if you're interested in seeing some of my favorite naturals. I may have mentioned them in a video, but there are some YouTubers who I think are just so stunning. They're not necessarily natural hair channels of women that I find are so inspirational in their natural skin. They're really inspiring me. I can name some of them for you right now. Southwest Ray, she's a astounding sense of style and so smart. She wears some makeup. She doesn't look overly done, but I've also seen her without makeup. Her locks, stunning. Ingrid from Toronto. Maybe she'll put a little natural lip balm on, but her hair and her skin, I really enjoy. I can appreciate makeup, though. I enjoy seeing these women with their own skin. Maybe because grandma set the tone. Then it's Ariana Elizabeth. She has a yoga channel, and I love seeing her in her own skin. There's Selena Cordoba L. And there's some new woman with a braiding channel. I don't know. I just get a kick out of this. Something, as much as folks love the makeup palettes, I enjoy seeing women comfortable in their skin. it's I don't know, it's just I think it's very beautiful. And there are a few vanilla women that I really like seeing them. There's some that are silver, chocolate silver foxes, and some vanilla silver foxes. And I can think of one. There are two models that are very. Some people call them seniors, yet they are so elegant in their carriage. They are so stunningly elegant. Like less is more. They don't have a whole bunch of stuff on, yet they look almost like chic angelic. Yasmina is one, and I think the other one is Mina or Mirva. Oh, maybe if y'all could check them out. They are so stunning. So I really love to see. I don't know if it's something that you achieve. It's a look. I feel like when we're younger, we're trying too hard, and then you see these women. Their hair is just it's just there. It's just it's just laying in whatever it's loose curl. Some of these women are in their 70s, and to me, I they are stunning. They are what's the word? They are majestic. They are regal. They are also sensual, which I would say I can distinguish now from sexy. I prefer sensual. I think there's a big difference in the energy and in the carriage of sensuality. And a lot of the sensuality, I think, comes with relaxation and not having to try hard. Doesn't mean we don't luxuriate and that we don't take care of ourselves. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying feeling very comfortable. Um, let's see, Sonia. What is Sonia saying? I'm still using tea on my hair and it's still flourishing. Beautiful. That's beautiful, Sonia. Yeah, so again, I look forward to, and I'm intentional about looking forward to the aging process and aging gracefully without, for me, not to shame anyone else, because I've seen some people, most not, but I've seen some people that look very well preserved. I would rather rely on uh, what I can do naturally. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. Maybe if I was in like a severe accident or something like that. So we're not here to shame other people. Or, if all my teeth were falling out, I would get falsies. Yes, I would. If my hair was hanging on by a shoestring, I would cut it all off and rock my peach fuzz. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to decide for yourself. Something is happening where we're becoming caricatures and starting to look cartoonish. And I used to, I remember a time, I'm being real with you, I used to love Little Kim and her spunk and her sass. Like we thought when I was coming up, we thought she was revolutionary. We thought she was. Now listen back to some of those lyrics. But I will say, sometimes I'm concerned with this group think that we will ego stroke to a fault, to where it's dangerous, and like we don't acknowledge. I don't know if we have folks in our lives that tell us the truth. That's scary. I gotta keep some folks in my back pocket or on my team. Doesn't have to be a lot, that will tell me the truth, and they have permission to tell me things that are uncomfortable. And so the climate of the internet and our wanting to be so positive, we won't acknowledge things that are quote unquote negative, right? We bristle at constructive feedback. And I do get it. Some of the anonymous avatars and the tone, some people is like out of pocket. Yeah, hopefully you have some folks in your life that have the permission to tell you, you give them permission to tell you the truth. Because people, I can tell you as a coach, people pay big money for folks to point out their blind spots, right? Their sticking points. Because how can you grow if you can't see and acknowledge something, then how can you change it? How can you effectively employ a strategy? So anyway, I just wanted to come on today because I've been really busy, just to drop in. I'm doing nothing to my hair. I'm totally free. Working out at 5 in the morning and I'm sweating profusely, which that's a treatment for my hair, right? So I can get all of these luscious living foods and circulation up to my scalp. So my movement practice is essential for keeping my skin clear so I can assist my heart and my organs in pumping nutrition to the cells and pumping waste away. It is critical that I move and that I sweat and that I not be worried about sweating my hairstyle out. It was just torrents of rain. I'm in rainy season where I'm at now, and I have a care not in the water. I can walk out in the rain and be free. So I want to experience freedom here. So I'm sending you all some warm, Positive vibrations. I'm about to hop off here. Little Kim, prior to her change, she was a natural beauty. She was a natural beauty. So similar to I look at patterns all the time. Thank you for that, grace and peace. I'm an observer of patterns. I mean, patterns are really built into women's biology, like our menstrual cycle, the cycle of childbirth. Our bodies are tuned to cycles, and we're tuned to cycles of the moon. And I have actually one of my Mayan friends that I've done some gardening work. There's a video on this channel and on my TikTok. By the way, I'm on TikTok. So Kwasa with the K, peaceful eating, I share on TikTok. I might have put the video up here, but I like folks that garden. We're always trading information. And some of the Mayan young men, I see it mostly with young men here. When they're little, they spend a lot of times with their grandfathers, and their grandfathers pass down so much information about planting the three sisters, those three crops that go together. Or, this gentleman was telling me about how the plants pee and how if you plant with the moon or the sun, how that will affect the growth rate and how full your plants are. I absolutely love stuff like that. So when I'm having so much fun, last thing on my mind is hair. I'm not worried about the food. That's off the table because we're not dieting. We're eating to the point we're satiated, and we're eating food that the cells can recognize. If the cells can't recognize, what are you going to get? Warning, warning, something's foreign substance in it. It's not supposed to be here. Inflammation, which is going to be the precursor and the foundation for disease and disease inside the body. So I like to keep it simple. Carla says peace and relaxation, deep breathing. I enjoy. I love to close my eyes and picture and focus on waterfall. Very relaxing. I know that's right. That is a nutrient. That's a different form of nourishment that's not just reliant on the party going on in your mouth, right? We're moving at such a pace. So the slowing down when we do or when I do a flexibility practice, aka yoga, or just flowing in flexibility. Sometimes it's so uncomfortable when there are areas that are tight. Yet by the time I'm done and we get to Shavasana or rest pose, that is some of the deepest rest that I have ever experienced. Sometimes more restful than sleep. Again, these are lifestyle practices that we have access to. So if you all have questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. And when I get another opportunity, I'll come on and I'll answer them for you, which is nice. I'm keeping it simple over here. I'm not doing much to my hair. I'm free. And someone asked, do I tie my hair up? I really should. A lot of times I forget. But I do see a difference in my hair when I put something silky or something that's not cotton on my hair. It's almost, rather than saying that it's providing moisture, I don't think it's so much as providing moisture as you're avoiding a lot of friction on its already. Yeah, and friction is not a bad thing. Like my hair feels really smooth and cottony. Yeah, it's avoiding drying the hair out. So I do, I don't know, I guess we could say condition. My hair does feel good. It feels different when I tie it up with something silky, so that a silky fabric, so that it's not rubbing all over the pillows or the cotton. So that's one of the things. But this is so simple. This is a simple lifestyle, and I like it just like that. So sending out some warm positive vibrations. Feel free to like, comment respectfully, and subscribe. I invite you to join in the mornings. Oh, and before I leave, if you don't have it already, feel free to avail yourself of Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. That is a shortcut if you're interested in upgrading your fuel. It's not a diet. It's whole, fresh living, unprocessed foods as a lifestyle. So stuff is cooked by the sun. So there's no dehydrator. Some people have dehydrators, and I do coach folks on how to use those. Yet over time, your palate is going to change, and you're going to start to crave more high water content food, right? And then it's also natural beauty, no products, right? When I threw that shower caddy away, I just embraced using the food on my hair and skin. First, primarily from the inside. That's my products. That's my first line. Actually, if you scroll down the community section, you can see my skin was looking like Pop Rocks. It was not cute. From all of that recreational eating, even all the vegan Oreos and all the junk food out of the health food store, the health junk. So that is there. There's raw vegan goddess cakes, that class. is available, and you don't need a dehydrator. And I highly recommend that, folks, if you're looking to pull a lot of junk out of your diet, I recommend, I would coach you that replace it with something you're going to enjoy. And it doesn't have to be a whole lot of highly processed tofu and soy, right? So, Raw Vegan Goddess Cakes, that workshop is on bodyculinary.com. And there's healthy eating for men, and there's emergency food preparedness and preservation. Now, why would I put that out there? This is a long time before this whole so and so demic situation. I put it together because, being that this is my lifestyle, there wasn't that much that I needed to do, and I'm not eating a bunch of stuff out of cans. I don't have a bunch of cans around here, so there is a way to work with the whole fresh ingredients. It's our culture. It's the ways of the mothers and the grandmothers. So over here in this little corner of the internet, I'm just gonna say we deserve to feel comfortable in our own hair and skin. Radical self acceptance and starting to listen to that internal dialogue can give you a lot of access to what is going on internally, and can give you access to putting some space between you and your triggers and a lot of the autopilot behaviors. So I hope you all have a really good rest, a really deep, peaceful rest, so that your body can repair itself and perhaps put the food away so your body can digest what you've already put into it. And you can have a deep, calm, restful sleep. And I'll see y'all soon. Like, comment, subscribe.